All right. Here we go. Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion, and this is a Wednesday, I think. Could be. Might be. And I am, just as always, still getting prepared. Moving screens around, moving windows around, making sure that things are working the way that they should, and it looks like things are cooperating today. Awesome. I need to go to this. Pull this over here. You are good. Mhm. And this. You. Excuse me. Uh-huh. And you. While I am waiting, hello to all of you once again. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. For most of us, it is the middle of a work week or just the middle of a week in general. Oh, I have my meal bar stuck in my gums. All right, what else is in here? I believe that is everything. It is. Right? Right? Right. Okay. So, we will hop into our stream project, which is the financial management tracker. And we've been working on trying to get our lookup list management stuff completed. Are you still running? Doesn't look like it. So we'll get the app up and running so that we can start doing some development on this list management page. Also, for those of you that aren't aware, Microsoft Build is going on right now. I believe you still need to register in order to watch the videos live, but I'm pretty sure they are posting their videos to the .NET channel on YouTube as they happen, or as they get them edited or extracted. And this year they are all about their Copilot integration, or I don't know what to call them, Copilot developments using OpenAI integration stuff. And there's a lot of really interesting things. One major thing that I think would be interesting to a lot of us is the ability to extend, gosh, like I'm trying to fully pay attention to it, but I'm also working on my work product and lurking on streamers, giving support where I can. But they're using terms like extensibility, extensions that use GPT as the model, essentially, the base model, and then you're enriching it, you are basing it in your data as long as you have an API endpoint, is what they keep saying. It's in order to extend the capabilities and include it in your app, you just need API endpoints, whatever that means. So yeah, I've been trying to watch a whole bunch of their sessions that are interesting to me, but most likely I'm just gonna have to catch up with them on a replay. Oh, come on, beat. Okay. But the other thing that you might want to take advantage of is the cloud challenge, cloud skills challenge, which I will show on. Well, let me get this started. Do, 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 do. I'll also put it in Discord under resources so that you have a link. Resources. Okay, so I have that in Discord. May as well send out the announcement that the stream has started just because I happen to be in here. Cool. And then the other thing that's going on is Soundtrack by Twitch is going to be going away. So that's not fun. I'll need to find another place for music for the stream. Okay, so what I just now did was deleted a couple of sample code snippets when we were describing or discussing information with GokuJax in the last stream about using repositories and how I kind of just let Entity Framework be the repository and then my services be the thing that I use in order to get information into the repository, into the data. And what we learned was that the difference between a service and a repository, at least the one that stuck out to me, is that these services are business layer, are in the business logic, and repositories are in the data layer. So when you think about it, it makes perfect sense because the repositories are all about how to get and transform the data, and the other CRUD operations with the data. And that's why I am 100% okay with using just EF as my repository layer without needing to write anything special on it. Because if you do, and I thought about this a little bit more, if you do need extra logic for when you are transforming data from getting it from the database and sending it to your app, then that's business logic. It's not necessarily there is one standard way of transforming data to a model, a DTO, that will exist in your app. And hello, Scott. I mean, bang, bang. If I was reading it right to left. Anyway, so yeah, so we are going to try to sketch out the rest of this lookup UI. We're going to add a button up here that will take us to the lookup list page, lookup list maintenance page, lookup lists. We'll come up with a good name for it. Yes, exactly. 100% yes. um, So what we did so far was we created the files for the list management page and the code behind for it. So this is going to end up, hold on one second, this might actually be a thing. Okay. It was important. Not only was that important, but it's going to be one of those days, man. It's going to be one of those days. I also just got a chat message on Teams with my whole status being busy, but nobody cares about that. The only thing that they care about is they have a question that they need answered right now. And of course, I am often feeling like I need to respond to them, especially when when they're still sitting there online. Keyboard, I mean mouse. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be one of those days where people are going to be reaching out to me a lot. Let's just hope that that pattern doesn't continue. I think I can just respond to this. I don't believe I do. I think he was working on putting one together. Maybe. Okay. The end. So where are we? We are trying to make this a navigatable page. Navigatable. We're trying to make this a routable page so that we can navigate to it when we click on the button to go here. And so we'll just call it list man. And that's going to be put into our head, which is not index, it is data entry. And we'll just put it up here. And this is going to be, I'm still going to make it a button, but I'm going to use Navigation Manager to navigate to this page. What exactly does this do? You know, I could just add an entry type of list management that has a link. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just make it, I already made it part of the enums, but we're going to use that name instead. So that will look just like the rest of these .razor pages. Which, what do I plan on hosting the website? So we haven't really talked about hosting yet. Mostly this was all about the entire dev process and maybe some DevOps types of things a little bit, but not super duper much. Entry type dot list management. Oh, it's right there. But if I were to host this somewhere, I'm kind of leaning towards using. Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was gonna say AWS, but I really don't know. Like, um, the thing that I want to get some more experience with is using Beanstalk, AWS Beanstalk, Elastic Beanstalk, I guess is what it's called, for reasons. But it would also be nice to use Azure. How about both? Like right now, my domain is purchased through Route 53 on AWS anyway. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards that as well. And my database is an RDS on Azure, on AWS. But yeah, that's if we're going to deploy this app at all. That's the main thing. Because, like, really, this app is just for my personal use. And if anyone wants to use the code base from the repo as a sample or a getting started for their own list management or for practice updating other people's code bases. Um, so yeah, can we use string interpolation? I don't think we can. Yeah, I don't think so. And then I also can't use razor syntax inside of this. And I can't use razor syntax here. I don't think. No. Okay. So anyway, that's what that's going to be. Let's just quickly sketch this page out. We're going to have essentially, well, I guess if we're going to sketch it, we may as well sketch it right. Whiteboard. This would be so much easier if I just went ahead and used my mobile studio, but I'm not gonna, which is kind of dumb. I really should. Where are my UIs? Okay, so here's some UIs. I'll see if maybe this thing allows me to modify in both places. Like changes that I make on my mobile studio show up here. That would be nice. Do you have a blackboard instead of whiteboard? Is that an option? And is there a way for me to change my fonts? Am I moving stuff around? It kind of looks like I'm moving stuff around. You select all objects. Why are you so laggy? It's not that big of a document. I really should be using Figma. Let's do that instead. Whiteboard was not cooperating with me. I just didn't want the overhead of needing to also remember how to use Figma or even learn how to use Figma in the first place. Figma. Log me in. I don't know what my Figma account is. Let's guess that I started using my primary email. If I see the MRTK and this thing, okay, good. Okay, duplicate. For now, let's lock you. We'll call this our list management page. List management page. On this page, we has our tab control. We're going to add a new tab. This one is going to be list management. Going to, no, we're going to move this. Oh my gosh. I need the focus to be over here without deselecting. Because I can't like move it. Just go here. Why can't I move this thing? Oh my gosh. Move tool. Excuse me, I would like to. Why isn't it letting me move it? Oh, because tab control is locked. Good grief. Okay. We're going to steal you. Call you payments tab. Delete. Payments. Come on. Oh, come on. There. Payments. Okay. Put you in the right order. Alrighty. So in the page, we're going to have this tab content. And what do we want on this left side? So I'm going to get rid of a lot of this stuff. I'm going to keep one of them though. I'm going to keep the button because I'm sure I'm going to need a button. I'll need an input text. So you two come over here. I really need to figure out how exactly to do components so that I can just reuse the same component. I need an input text without a drop down. That doesn't seem right. There's something odd about this. Okay, what does this page look like? What does my list maintenance page look like? We're going to have different list types. And so we have different ways to see them. We can either use an accordion that maybe has each list type. You expand it and then you can see all of the current items in that list type. We could have a nav menu on the left that shows each of the list types, and then when you click on it, you can see them on the right. And so an example of that second one would be something like what I did for HasTrack a million years ago. Oh, there's so much going on. Oh, it's here. Why didn't you tell me it's already here? Take me home. Okay, app management. So interesting. Yeah, like what even is this? Is this just a filter? Yeah, this is just a filter. But you pick the lookup list type, you see the lookup list items, and then you can modify the list item itself and then add new list items, which gives us a new button at the bottom. Do I like that? Hmm. I mean, I'm not angry at the functionality part of it. It's really easy to just manage the list and change the order even. Here's that drag and drop component that I made a long time ago with live update, and you can see how responsive it is because this is a WebAssembly project. Oh, maybe. I don't mind it. Right. We actually need to modify only the box. We actually don't need a drop down. Dude, I clicked on the button. Is the button locked? It's not locked. Why couldn't I click on it? No, I changed it to line. Somebody help me. I changed it to line. I know I did. Okay, okay. So I'm definitely open to suggestions on making this look like an actual thing. But for now, um, I think I'll just list them out here, all of our lookup list types. And they are deposit reasons. They are, yeah, I think I'm just going to have to manually do it like this so that they get spaced nicely. Get deposit reasons, we get, I don't know all of them off the top of my head. Why am I trying to do it off the top of my head? Wakarimasen desu. Tables. We got deposit categories. What are categories? We got categories. We got deposit reasons. We got line item types. We got recurrence types. No, we don't. Recurrence types is recurrence type is an enum that's managed by the app itself, and the user can't manage recurrence types. Payees. That's going to require its own special hell. So this is going to be payees, which is really weird putting it inside of a lookup list management. Oh, and account types. Right. There we go. Okay, so essentially, this is going to be a navigation bar so that you can click on any one of these lookup types, and then it will display the values on this side, and you'll be able to add a new item, etc. Just need better naming for this, though. Excuse me. And so when one is selected, it should have a background, selected background, like so, which probably means we want them to shift over like there-ish. And kind of liking where the box ended up, so I'm going to base stuff off of that box. And so the selected item might have a background that is more like a discolor, transparent. No. Like you're supposed to be gray, not green. Dang it. Dang it. So how about something more like this? Or we have this orange color that is currently serving as our active. So maybe we try that and then give it some opacity. Blech. We'll change these colors. But the point is, we're going to have some way of indicating that there is an active item, and that will be by changing the background color and making sure that the contrast is good and that the inactive items are not also having a background. So we have an active thing, and then the list will look like probably a table. I'm trying to just change you to that. You need a stroke of genius. And that stroke is our border colors. And I think we will follow a pattern that's similar to this. So we'll have a background just to distinguish it from the rest of the page. And that background is going to be dark-ish. Ampersand, some values in the table. Method. Yeah, interesting. So they actually have a name that's other than display. And it's specific to the lookup type. And I have no idea how I'm populating that, and I would need to go into the code in order to figure that out. But for now, we'll just use what we got. Duplicate, move you over here. No. Can I edit you? Look, move behind it. Move in front. Wait, why is that zooming? Is my shift stuck suddenly? There you go. Some of the hotkeys work. Name, position. What does that look like? An edit. Why does it look like an edit? Oh, oh, that's cool. So I have multiple ways to edit the order. One of them is by clicking on this icon here that should have a tooltip that says edit order. Interesting. And that gives me arrows where I can use the arrows to bump items up and down. Kind of weird that I don't have a way to just like sort it alphabetically and then allow you to manipulate it that way. And while you're editing order, you can also click drag. That's cool. And then the only other way to click drag to move would be if you clicked on the man. That's some pretty advanced functionality you get there. There's an add button. So instead of having an add button like this, though, I really do think that I would prefer, because that gives us a new row at the bottom. I was hoping to put it at the top previously. But instead of having that type of add button, I want to have an input box and then an add button that way. So that's what this is here. And I may as well make it fit a little bit better. Like so. And I need to keep referring to this, so I'm going to move it over to this screen. And I will make this into a new frame. And that frame is going to be the edit table. Sure. Hello, Dragon Spirit Games. How are you doing on this fantastic Wednesday? I think it's a quiet day because Microsoft Build is going on, and there are some pretty cool things that they're talking about. So a lot of people are most likely attending that or just being quiet today. Doesn't even matter. This side also needs to be in its own group frame. You'll be streaming yourself soon? Awesome! Well, I will be lurking on your channel when you do start streaming. Hopefully you're able to get through your game jam stuff and then can make it back to Gaia with a refreshed feeling and ready to take on the entire process. List picker. That's what I'm going to call it at. We have the account overview. We have some random rectangle up at the top that I have no idea what I'm putting in it. Okay, what else am I missing in here? So I think that I want more header stuff in there, but we're gonna have to do that in a minute because I really don't know what to put in there. So instead, we'll start sketching out the rest of the table. And that line is now indivisible. Can you be the same color as the borderline? Arigato momichi. And then because I don't want to have to keep changing the color, I'm just going to duplicate that line, move the top over here. Like, I don't even think that I want multiple columns to be divided out like this anymore. I think that I just want these to be, hello Nightlight. I think that I just want these to be list items. So like LIs in an unordered list, maybe. And maybe have it on a striped background. So that is kind of what this looks like. Ish. So this is kind of what I'm taking as my inspiration. I made this when I was working at my previous job. And so this is how I set up the list management for this application. So these are drop-down list values. And you can modify them by clicking inline and then modifying it. You can push this button, which will also activate the inline edit. You can drag it around to reorder it. You can delete a line, or mark as deleted, I should say. You can edit the order by pushing that button. You can undo, and then you can add new items by pushing that button. But that's the only one that I'm not liking, this add. So I'm going to squish all of these three together, the edit, move, and mark deleted. I'm going to get rid of these top icons. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do that. Are you an SVG? I think these are open iconic icons. Yeah, they're open iconic icons, so I don't have an SVG for it. Excuse me, do any of you guys have an edit pencil SVG? Nah. I might have one. Neighbors are building again. It does make quite some noise. Hope it will not interrupt later. Can you export open iconic icons to SVG? That's not where they are. My icons are in this folder, most likely. Live stream? No. Images? Stream? Nope. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, if we're going to use some other site anyway, I mean, this is just a quick and dirty, you know? So, let's see. Pencil. And we'll use this one. I do like the filled one. So, can I have this as an SVG? Arigato. There's the copy button. So can I, the other question is, can I paste SVG direct? I can. Oh my goodness. Would you stop disappearing? We need the fill color to be some orangish. That works for me. Thank you so much for that site. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay, what other icon did I need? I needed the one that marks it as deleted, so we may as well just use an X. We'll use this one. I keep doing that. They actually have a copy button right there. Whoa, that is massive. Thank goodness it's SVG. We'll make you. Do I have a red in my colors? Kinda. Oh, you know what? I actually have an edit orange. That one. There we go. Why did you get put into your own frame? And the other one was move, which would be the northeast southwest arrow. Don't know what that would be called here, so I'm just going to look up move. Yes. Yes. That's just going to be white. It is fill white. Oh, that's not good. Did you somehow get put behind it? No. Maybe it's the stroke for this one. It's not. I'm going to go with a different one just because that one's not cooperating right away. I like things that just cooperate right off the bat. Yeah, stroke is current color. So it would be using stroke. But for some reason, it's just not cooperating. So we'll use this one. And you are using stroke as well. Just work. All you got to do is work. Aha. I could have just used selection colors, but it is using fill. So that's interesting. Okay. That's going to go in between the edit and delete. All right, so you go over here. And that's probably going to be too high, but it'll be fine. Where did I put these? Okay, so you are going to be the move. move, mark deleted, edit, and you can all go inside of this frame. Sure, why not? Control. Why did it disappear when I put it inside of the frame though? That doesn't make sense. I'll just group them. It makes more sense to make them a group than a frame. All right. So we got those buttons. So now let's have some sample items. Excuse me. When did I switch to text? For account types. So our account types are, once again, being lazy, just going to take you. Oh my gosh, just let me select that. You, and you. Yeah. Pasta you here. And so the first account type is, the first account type is, let's do cash. Checking. Savings. Credit charge. I'll do credit card just because this is on the Figma. But in the app, it's going to stay credit charge. Dang it. Do any of you have, and again, if you're busy, don't bother going out of your way to answer. But do any of you have an opinion on whether you like the lists where these the control buttons only show up when you hover over a particular item? So for example, this edit button wouldn't show up unless I was hovering over that row. So the edit, move, and delete buttons wouldn't show up unless I was hovering. And then the rest of them would be empty unless I was hovering over that row. I kind of don't like it now that I'm thinking about it more. I've always liked it, which is weird. So like, always show. Yeah. I'm starting to lean more towards that. I believe you. Yeah. So let's duplicate this. Yeah, I know, but I don't know quite how to use reusable components yet. Okay, the other thing that I want in between all of these is some kind of very faint border and then an alternating background, and then I need some way to illustrate that the hover color is going to be different. And yeah. Oh, I know what to do. Okay. So let's change you to a faint. That's not faint. That's faint. Okay, duplicate, drag, nope, nope, nope. Why did that snap there instead of here? There. Yeah, why is that snapping so much further away than I think it should? It's really, really odd. Anyway, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to get the gist. across. Yeah, that feels very uneven. Ugh. Ah, it's bothering me. I want to leave it alone, but it's bothering me. Help. Traditionally, the edit button always there. Yeah. So the only reason that I hide it in this one is when you're hovering over the move, then I don't want the click to signal that the edit functionality is going to happen, the inline edit. But the issue that's happening in this app, which I would want the opportunity, well, there's multiple issues, but I would want the opportunity to fix someday, is when you are in edit mode and then you mouse over this thing, then it breaks the edit mode. So like if I was in the middle of making edits and then I moused over this, then it would commit the edit that I just finished making. And maybe I didn't want it to commit. And I can't even control Z. That's annoying. And it's still acting like it's committed. Like it actually did save. That's really annoying. Okay, it didn't actually save, but it didn't also revert. It didn't revert either. That was scary. All right, Dragon Spirit, I hope you enjoy getting set up for your stream. I'll give you a shout out real quick once I finish adjusting my blanket that is wrapped around my waist because my toes are frozen. Actually, I'm not really that cold today, but whatever's. Shout out Dragon Spirit Games. So Dragon Spirit Games, if you all haven't heard, is working on a game jam game, and the theme of the I forget what the name of the site is. Game dev something game jam game. Blankets just because. And it's gamedev.tv. It's Life in 2D, and his thought for what the 2D means, and definitely go check out his stream so that he can explain it to you even better, is you, the player character, have two dimensions. You're human and dragon. You have to solve puzzles, and there are some puzzles that you have to solve in human form, some that you have to solve in dragon form. So, yeah, really cool concept. And then the main game that he works on is called Gaia, which is he named after, or he is taking inspiration from his daughter, who is named Gaia, and Greek mythology, Gaia, the earth goddess, Mother Earth. So, yeah, it's cool stuff. And I believe it was Unity from what I saw. Yeah. So he'll be streaming shortly, soon, S star star N, and I will be lurking over there. Okay, look here. You, and you need to be evenly distributed. Isn't there a distribute evenly button? I do have an input component. Arrange. Distribute vertically. Yeah, so they were definitely distributed vertically. However, I don't think that the labels are quite distributed evenly. One of them isn't. Well, let's try it. on the right side below the design word. Oh, even easier. Even easier. Thank you. Oops. Okay, so control buttons, same deal. Yeah, they still don't feel equally lined up. It's such weird. And you. Okay, what if we did this? And then this. And now all of you. And that bottom right there. Why are you moving down though? I'm expecting it to distribute evenly between the first element and the last element, and then the middle two are the ones that get adjusted. Is that a thing? No. Aha. Okay. So that is because of the actual thing that gets thinged. Okay. Anyway, I'll leave it alone. What is this? What are you? Hey. Hey, frame. Go away. Stop trying to invade my stuff. Okay, that's done. Taken care of. A non-designer trying to do design. The thing that I want to illustrate, and I'm not exactly sure how a designer would do this, is I want to show a state where one of the items is selected. Oh, right. First, I was going to use a alternating background color. Like that. Oh, no. That would be why it looks so far off. But that's good though. That at least gives me a frame of reference. How do I do this the easiest? I need this too. Oh no, I can't get. Okay, here's how we do it. We take cache, the line directly under cache, and the rectangle for cache, and the control buttons for cache. Create a group. And this is where I would want to turn this into a component, but I honestly don't know how to do that. And I don't want to figure it out at the moment. So then we will take all of these, delete it, delete these lines, duplicate, drag, poop, duplicate, duplicate. This group does not, or I'm going to keep the background there, but I am going to turn it indivisible completely. Oh my gosh, if I could push the right keys. That didn't work. And then I'll update you to be checking, you to be savings, and you to be credit card. Okay, so the thing that I was trying to say is I'm not exactly sure how a designer would represent this, but the thing that I would want to show are different states for this specific page. And so maybe it would get its own page that just shows here's the list management page, but I only get 2 free pages left, so I'll leave it on this page instead. But for now, I'm just going to move it over across from it to show here's the starting state, here's the next state. It will always select the first list type. And so this one would be something along the lines of list management page, add new item, which is just simply going to be we fill in some stuff up here that says loan, maybe. And then we make our own little cursor thing. Make it blue. And you click add, and then it goes to the bottom. Simple as that. That was kind of dumb. I don't know why I needed to create that one. The one that I really want to make is when you are currently editing an item in line, and the one for when you have marked an item as deleted. So let's select frame, duplicate, lock you in place. Okay, I know. You're like, you should be using components. And I'm like, I know I should, but I'm too stubborn at the moment. And actually, let's go ahead and duplicate you. There we go. And this is going to be our new item that we just added. And I know that there's also like a click-through functionality that you can use in Figma where you have your page that shows up and it's almost like a PowerPoint thing. But like if you were to click in this field, then maybe it takes you to a version of this that has that field filled in, and then you can click on the add button, and then it takes you to the screen where that item was added. So we have loan, and then we have a so anyway, first of all, does this direction even look any good? Having our list management look like this, because it's gonna look so much more weird on the actual app because we're gonna have so much space. That's the bot. Is Finance Man open? It is. I'm just afraid that like we're gonna have a ton of space on the screen and it's just gonna end up looking weird. We'll try it though. I don't know about keeping the account overview there as well. Then again, I don't mind it. Yeah, we'll see. But I need to represent the edit version. So I'm gonna steal the input, text input, move it here. Move it back behind. Oh, you need to go inside of the group and back behind the label. Like so. And we need a text input, not a text input, a line. That makes it look like a cursor. Move it over here. Make it white. And then I would want the controls to change to a save and a discard. Cool. Put it in the center with a gray background. Yeah, that's one thing that I've been most likely wanting to do is to shift the UI over to the center so that it looks better on the page and the white space is on the edges. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so our control buttons for this thingy will need to be, nope, not for you, not for you, for you. No, I just wanted this one. Just you, and you, and you. And the frame goes away because there's nothing else in there. So I'll keep that there for now. We need a trash can maybe? Do you have a dark mode? Because that's really bright. I could just use the browser extension. Although I think no, I didn't. It's right here. Okay. A disk to save. Let's use this one. Yeah. Actually, the one that I would prefer to use, I remember trying to use the disk before and ended up not liking it, so I prefer to use check instead. I like this one. Gosh. The roundedness I like. Yeah, let's try this. Is this really how, like, I feel like I'm not using any kind of correct approach for making these decisions. I'm just picking things willy nilly. Yes, I used the phrase willy nilly. Um, so I'm wondering, is this like a normal approach designers take when they do this? They just free form fill in this stuff and then later on go in and choose more appropriate things? Or try file. Okay, I will try file. Or do they actually put more thought before they even put anything inside of a frame, for example? Yeah, this is more like if you're opening something or if you are downloading a document to view, like opening a document to view or downloading a document to view. Whereas in this case, I want it to be an accept or discard. Like that. Usually UI UX people do all that. As a programmer, I don't. I just see if it looks decent and works. Yep. You and I are in the same mindset. It's like right now, actually, what I'm trying to do is get the client that I'm working for. They're a large company, a very big company, and they should have, not they should have, they do have employees on their direct payroll. How do I explain this? They are a company. I work for Sagetti, which is a consulting firm, and I am a developer consultant for Sagetti that is being utilized for the contract that we have with them to do their application maintenance for this specific product that I'm working on. And so they have actual employees at the client that they have on their W 2 payroll that work directly for them. And some of those employees are designers. It's actually an entire team that are designers that are intended to be for doing the UI, UX improvements and consulting and stuff like that. So I reached out to that team as just a developer on another product team, and I'm like, so I was referred to you by the stakeholders for this project, the product owners for this project, and they said that you might be able to help us with improving our design and user experience, our UI design and user experience, because none of us on the team are well versed. We don't have the skills on our team to do the design ourselves. I did some of it myself by following examples, but I care about functionality more than I care about is this thing pretty. Um, and I want to improve my skills with design, though. But I'm trying to get to the point. What is the point? The point is that they came back with an email that says, sure thing, that's exactly what our team is for. We would love to help you out and talk through the requirements. However, we would require a service level agreement and the budget, and it's like you're getting paid by the company because you're employees as the company by the company directly. So you're getting a salary for doing your job, but we're supposed to set up some kind of budget thing like we're entering into a contract with you to do the work for the UI design and improvements. That feels weird to me. It'd be like if I had my own company and I had a coworker or a partner that was already making money from the company and I said, "Hey partner, can you do the design on this?" And they would be like, "Well, you have to set up a service level agreement with me to say that I'm going to do that work and that these are the budget constraints." And it's like I don't know. That was a terrible analogy because that one doesn't make sense. It's more like this. I have a better analogy. Let's say that we worked at a fast food restaurant and I was a burger flipper. I worked on the grill and I needed the person that does the toppings to just, I needed their opinion or like what they have heard back about how well done the burgers are versus do they need to be cooked more? Do they need to be cooked less? And that person is like, well, I can't tell you that unless you give me a budget and you have an agreement with me for me to share that information with you. What? Anyway, have I talked to hire managers? Yeah. So it was during the meeting with the stakeholders that I got the contacts with that group, and that was last week. And since then, I've talked with my project manager to let him know this is what they came back with, and he's like, "Well, I'll do." I wonder if Midjourney affected their job. I'll do some org charts stuff to figure out, are they actually a part of the client that we work for? And if so, then why would they need this kind of setup like it's a new contract that we're trying to enter, that Sagetti is trying to enter with this team for the client that we're working with? It's like, what? It's just weird. It feels weird. Make this a little bigger. Ooh, right. Um, this is the thing that I am often confused by. So I already have issues with when to show hide controls. This one is if we are currently editing an item, should I hide the ability to enter into a new edit from the other items in the list? Did that make sense? So we're currently editing this top item, and you either need to accept or discard those changes, but you cannot start editing another item until you are done editing that particular item. So many opinions I'm asking for, and I don't mean to ask for so much. I'm sorry. I don't want to bother anyone that's just chilling, feeling like they need to answer questions. We'll call this cash money just to show that we are editing it. We'll move the we'll move the oh no, where's the cursor? Excuse me. You're supposed to be here. Dang it. Shouldn't have dragged it because now I lost it. Why are you in group 9? You're supposed to be down here. There we go. Okay. And then we'll move this to the end. Yeah, forces to focus on one item, which limits errors. I agree. And then when we accept it, the thing that I would like to do is to show another screen. Again, I'm kind of making all of the states. By doing this. Right, and I didn't rename this. Edit item. And then you, before I forget, are going to be item edited. Well, I can't do that because what I was thinking of doing was, again, in a similar way that I've done it for this other app, which I just need to put in the same tab as this because I keep wanting to control tab. Actually, it was, but I closed it, apparently. But in that has track application, when you edit an item, then it has this save functionality, and it has this little asterisk to show that there were changes that were made, unsaved changes that were made. And so when you try navigating away, then it's like, you have unsaved changes. Are you sure you want to navigate away? And you're like, yes. And then you go back and it still has the same change because it doesn't know how to be like, well, I meant to undo that. Anyway, but what we're doing instead with this app is as soon as you click the checkbox, that's what does the save to the database and updates that item. And the reason that I chose not to do that, that was the original approach I took here, is because when you are reordering, it does a live reorder. And what that would mean is every single time that you move the item, what's going on there? Anyway, every single time that you move the item, you would be saving the change to the database. Maybe I can do that on drag end. Yeah, I think I'll do that like that in this app. You can drag all you want, but on drag end is when it will do the request to the database to save changes. And then we'll have a little toast that says changes saved. So maybe that's what I'll show on this screen is our toast. Yeah, so what I'm going to do instead then is take this page. Okay, something like this. Oh, that's what's happening. I'm like, why isn't this thing getting added to this? Yeah, group 11, you go here. And group 11, we show that. Yay, lazy. So your label is going to say edited item saved, which means that this thing is now going to say Oh, come on, just let me there. Cash money because we saved. Save. Save. And toast. So I haven't created any toast or even a snack bar system. We're probably just going to end up using a third-party component library for a snack bar. But I'm thinking because this is going to be in a browser and this UI looks like it's for a wider screen and not for a mobile, that I'll put the toast up here. Otherwise, we would typically put the toast down at the bottom middle. So I'll put the toast up in the top right for saved, which means that I need to create a toast. And that is going to look like it's going to go outside of that one. So yeah. What did I just push? I pushed the button. I didn't mean to push the button. I'm sorry. Toasts usually have rounded corners. For successful toasts, they usually have a dark green stroke with a light green background and a dark green text. And it yells at people because toasts. You have to put everything in all caps and exclamation points everywhere. With the dark green color. That's not dark green enough. But it gets the point across. Oh, right. And the other thing that they usually have is this bottom kind of, and actually I'll do it like this. Probably not going to look all that good at this level, at this size. Bottom, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. That's what I said. Make it same size as this one, 7. And bottom left, 7. And move it. Oh man, that's going to be hard. Because I need this to be behind. How am I going to do that? Whatever. It's not going to look great. That's fine though. Yeah, and the main reason that it's not fitting is because I'm not like I could still fake it. I know how to fake it. We can fake it. I'm interrupting myself. Gosh. Make background black. This. We'll go ahead and, whoa, and do that, obviously. Duplicate. And bottom right is going to be 0. Scooch. Yeah. And then make it lighter. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to make the little thing that you get on toast where it's going to dismiss itself after some amount of time, and that uses a bar to count down the timer. So anyway, I think that that's going to be good for our design. I actually did a design for the list management page. So now we know what parts and pieces we need. We need this component. So this is going to be one component here on the left, which is our lookup list selector. We're going to need a component here in the right that might be comprised of two plus components. One component being this entire list edit page, or list edit component. And this one would be like a list edit grid. And then each of these would be a list item row. Yeah, so this would be an lookup item list. Lookup. We'll come up with some good names. Probably throw in a couple of Dukasofts in there somewhere. But yeah, we need our lookup list, lookup item list, lookup type list. Yeah, let's create them. Here we go. We did do design. Feels weird, man. I want to get better at that. Those are shared components. We need the main UI, list management components. We said lookup type list, eraser. And this one is going to be, I'm just going to sketch it out real quick. And we may as well head to the page. Interesting. Why are you actually... Oh, because it was in the middle of saving. Okay. But what I'm wondering is why is it losing the nav menu? The tabs. Are you supposed to inherit? No, there is no inherit. You're going to have a this. What's going on? Why are you being so weird? We're going to copy you, head on over to the list management page. Yeah, I'm not understanding why transfers. Wait, what? Management page. Yeah, I don't know why this header is going away when I'm navigating to the list management page. It's the same as the other pages. ABCR letters. Why are you... Oh, I know you're human. I know you, Oronog. And there is a reason that Irish John has banned you. And that I will continue to not allow your messages to come through. I need a better name for this, though. Oh. Yeah, and you've been on our stream before a few times, and chose to use the chat for reasons that I would prefer you not to use the chat for. Anyway, why are you not, or why are you getting rid of the entire? Oh, because I did make this a routable page and it is going to that page as opposed to updating data entry slash and then the list type. Got it. Got it. There we go. That's better. Okay, so now we'll be able to see this. Oh, not the word. Not the word. Just you. I was trying to keep the page up so that we can see the changes happen as we make them. List management title. That's what we need. List management title display in our shared localizations, resources, resources.resx, add a new entry. There is an entry there. It's right here. And it should say list management. Oh, did I not put an @ symbol? Should have an @ symbol. It's probably in the actual enum. Pasty and type short name. No. I don't know. That's not happening on deposit, and that's not happening on transfer. Why? Why is clicking on transfer also making list management be the active item? What am I doing wrong? I'm doing it all wrong. That's what I'm doing wrong. Add entry. Aha. I'm paying attention, that's why. There we go. Active, 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 active. What I think I can do though, since list management is taking up essentially two rows, is for the header, no, for the UL in the header, I'm pretty sure it's flex. Yeah, it says so right there. We can add align items stretch. Why didn't that work? Click the tag on the div. Something is triggering the CSS. Oh, it's because the contents inside of the LI are buttons, and those buttons do not have a height of 100. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we'll do it like that. We'll do a line item stretch and then a height of 100% for the buttons. And what approach am I using for this? It looked like isolated CSS. I hope it's isolated CSS. Is it you? It's not you. Is it directly in data entry? It is directly in data entry. Data entry tabs. There's display flex, align item stretch, button, height, 100%. You're not actually going to reload the app, were you? Good. Okay, so I think that that's going to work for us. Next item up for bid is, yeah, we're going to definitely need to hide the account summary on smaller windows because that's going to make this page look terrible. And I have no idea what's going on with my localized display text when it's working for all of the other pages. Why? Why? Am I doing it on load? I'm doing it on load most likely. On initialize, no, I'm not. Data entry? Entry type dot get display text, which uses the display attribute name, and it tries to use the localized. Money. So for example, deposit. What did he do? What did this kid do? Payments title display. Payments title display is not in this one. How? Then where is it? Shared. Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, well, that's going to work for us. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. I think I had to do that because my enums are in shared library. And my extension for getting the localized string the resource type. This thingy here, I would not have had. Yes, I do. It says resources. Oh, right. But this is within the shared class library. This shared project, as opposed to shared localization, because I didn't want to have shared have a dependency on shared localization. Shared should be standalone. I remember now. So if we look at this, then, ooh, look, it was perfect. Then now we have list management as the page title. Okay, we have a couple more components to make. I can do this. 3 minutes. Here we go. Shared components. We want to add our lookup type list to our list management page. And this is going to be probably, I don't know, a nav maybe, but I don't want to confuse screen readers, so we'll have to figure that out. Hello, Thindle. Build is going on, and I am watching it. And also a reminder that there are that the build challenge is going on as well. And so what the build challenge is this it? So you do have to register in order to be able to watch. Oh, wow. Never mind. You have to register to be able to see chat. But if you go to the aka.ms/msbuild and you scroll down to these bottom things, you can see that there's the Cloud Skills Challenge. And what this Cloud Skills Challenge is a way for you to be able to go through one of these Microsoft Learn paths. And when you complete that path, then you will be rewarded with a free exam. You just have to complete it by June 30th. Complete the path by June 30th, and then they will send you an email link that tells you, here's your voucher for a free Microsoft exam. The path that you take will be specific to which exam you would take. They tell you which exams in the rules are going to be available. And I think I'm going to go for the Azure AI challenge thing for the AI 900. Last year I did the AZ 204. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this year's to get one of these certifications, either this one or there was another one for .NET something or other. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for this one, the Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals AI 900. Get that certification, and then also do a renewal for the AZ204, which is going to be not as expensive as the actual exam. So if you have not seen these before, by the way, you will note that these certification exams, the exam itself, this is not the certification, this is the exam, is $165. So taking 60 days to do one of these learn paths to get a free exam, I would say is worth it. It's very, very worth it. Yeah, this is most likely the one that I'm going to do. It's going to be fun to try to find some time to do it though. So yeah, just letting you all know that that's there. It is a resource for you if you are interested in getting certified. Yeah, that's actually going to be the end of my stream though. Dragon Spirit did start, so we're going to go ahead and raid Dragon Spirit. I will be back again on Friday for Community Day. We may end up doing some HoloLens stuff. It'll still be for the financial management project, but they finally put out on the 15th some documentation on how to get started with using UWP and the WebView 2 component or control in HoloLens project. And so what we already have in our project is a cross-platform approach anyway. So we have a Maui project, which can allow us to do mobile, Tizen, and desktop. And then we have the two different Blazor flavors of Blazor Server and Blazor WebAssembly. And we also have the starting of a UWP app that I was trying to find out if that's just all that we need to do to create it for the HoloLens, but it seems like there's going to be some more setup for it, and we will actually be using Unity. So I'll play with it on Friday, but again, it's Community Day, which means that we will be spending more time just talking as a community about the latest technology. Maybe we'll talk about all of the events that happen at Microsoft Build. Goku Jax asked a question on Monday that I tried to answer, and Live Coding said that he had some more insight as far as the repository pattern, the services instead of repository pattern, or using both in tandem. So that could be a good discussion that we can have. But if you feel like it, feel free to hang out with me to go see Dragon Spirit Games, who is working on a game jam game. We rated him recently, but I am really interested to see where he goes with this game. The raid has been created. Okay, so yeah, this video will be posted to my YouTube's channel no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream. And if you feel like hanging out with us outside of the stream, feel free to hop into our Discord if you want. No pressures whatsoever. We are a group of friendly people that love to help out where we can. We have people that are willing to answer any kind of questions, even if you consider it to be a stupid question, which it's most likely not. Feel free to ask it in our Discord, .NET related, programming related, and even non-code help. We'll do our best to try to help you out with. So feel free to hop into there. And other than that, like I said, I'll be back on Friday for Community Day, where you will have the opportunity to join into one of the Discord voice channels to speak with us on the stream using your beautiful voice, or just continue talking through chat and we'll have a discussion there. But other than that, I will catch you on later. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and yeah, just enjoy.